Neighbourhood policing has come a long way since the days of Dixon of Dock Green.
Good evening, all.
From inner city estates to suburbia, this new generation of community police officers are on the front line. Their aim is to develop a stronger bond with the community, crack down on the crimes taking place on your doorstep, and formulate fast action plans to take down the criminals.
I said no!
I said yes.
In this new series of Neighbourhood Blues, we go to the Humberside Police Region and get exclusive access to 12 teams of neighbourhood police officers as they tackle the problems blighting local people.
No, I don't care!
Hey.
And rise to the challenge of making the streets a safer place. Coming up, the team hit the jackpot in a major drugs raid.
You in the building! Police with the dog! Come on, now, standing down!
A much-loved family pet gets mauled to death by a dog.
And I know justice will come.
Okay.
And we meet the pensioner, who turns himself in.
First of all, I denied it because I was ashamed.
A key to good neighbourhood policing is making the team's presence felt in towns and villages across the country. Putting hundreds of bobbies back on the beat has received the full backing of the public, and as we're about to find out, it's a great way to warn off troublemakers and tackle problems fast.
Across the country, thousands of community officers take to the streets every day, clocking up a soul-shredding 50,000 miles between them on beat walks.
I think it's brilliant. I think it's about visual deterrent.
Yeah, I think community policing is good because it just kind of makes you feel as like a community a little bit more protected.
PCSOs are at the very heart of the neighbourhood policing strategy.
PCSOs make up the bulk of our neighbourhood teams. They're the ones who, day in, day out, rain or shine, are out there forging links with the community. The fact that they're so highly visible and the fact that their powers are considerable but still limited allows them the freedom to make sure that the core amount of their duty is spent out and about with members of the public.
All across the country, the neighbourhood teams also hold regular surgeries and meetings so problems can be discussed openly and solutions found.
Vehicle crime is down nearly half.
All in all, this is one neighbourhood police force that is big on community and big on cutting the causes of crime.
I think neighbourhood policing is without doubt the way forward.
One type of crime always on the neighbourhood team's radar relates to drugs. Cannabis isn't the harmless drug some seem to think it is. Organised crime gangs who grow it can bring violence and intimidation into a neighbourhood, and cannabis farms are a big business in the UK, with hauls totalling over £200 million made in the last year alone. In Humberside, the police are spearheading the fight against criminal gangs looking to cash in on a large scale. Today, the neighbourhood team are acting on a piece of intelligence that's come in anonymously through the Crime Stoppers website. Tony Walgate explains more.
Basically, this morning we've executed a Misuse of Drugs Act warrant at an address on North Hull. Whilst that's happened, the neighbourhood policing team for Par have come across what they're saying is a major cannabis factory in a factory unit on Sutton Fields.
The location of the suspected cannabis farm is on an industrial unit on the outskirts of Hull city centre. PC Paul Yeomans is already on site. He is one of the police officers who made the initial investigation of the site following tip-offs about suspicious behaviour.
Yeah, we've initially taken the call to come to the building unit next door here this morning to pick up some crowbar and someone that was believed dropped down the side of the building. We turned up, spoken to the staff at the building at the unit here, who have told us there's an insecurity in the fence between the two. So we've come, explored the insecurity in the fence, had a good look around the security hut there and the front of the main building. There are marks on the front of the building that suggest somebody's tried to get entry. So I walked around the back of the security hut and I found an insecurity which has led us into the building, whereupon we've discovered quite a substantial cannabis factory.
It comes as a surprise to the police to find that the main entrance to the premises has been unlocked, which makes them suspect whoever was inside may already have done a runner. But as Paul explains, the search was done with caution because intel suggested people on the site may be carrying weapons.
We've started to do a search upstairs until we got the information that was possibly in the armed, and then we've withdrawn. I'm not satisfied that we haven't searched the whole of it, so I'm not satisfied that it's empty up there.
Sergeant Mark Peasgood does a quick preliminary scout around. He doesn't find any criminals, but he does hit the jackpot.
Well, there's obviously thousands of plants. They're not quite ready. Like I previously said, they've harvested the mature ones. They're waiting for these mature, and it looks like the grow is actually in stages. There's smaller plants that side, and then it just goes along to the bigger plants at the back. And then once they reach adulthood, they harvest them and then bring them ones in here to continue the process.
Mark now gets to enjoy his very own David Attenborough moment, neighbourhood policing style, of course.
This is industrial. It's organised crime. It's not your run-of-the-mill back bedroom grow. Obviously, they've taken the cost of hiring the premises, hiding obviously the cannabis factory, and employing people to actually run it for them.
Over on the other side of the unit, Paul is giving the lowdown to other officers as they arrive on the scene and raises concerns, not least of all about where the suspects may be hiding.
Has he requested a dog yet?
I've asked for a dog. I've asked for the consideration of an armed team to search, considering the intelligence. So, I mean, they've obviously harvested all that, and there's loads of it that they've harvested there. But it's huge, isn't it?
It's rather a big one, so to speak.
Potential health hazards mean a specialist search unit is needed to look into the remainder of the premises.
What's happening now is we've got a specialist team that have turned up. Officers are going to go into the building with breathing apparatus on, just with meters, and to check out the chemical side of things, if there's any noxious or dangerous chemicals within the building. If there is, then they'll have to shut the building down and reassess the situation. If there isn't, they'll clear the building, and then we'll look at getting a scenes of crimes officer down to photograph and evidence everything, and also the electricity board to come down to make the place safe, and then we can look at going in and actually starting dismantling.
The dog handler arrives on the scene with the force's top nose. He's going to see if there are any cannabis farmers hiding out from the cops. Paul describes the scene inside.
We've had a quick walk through there before I got that information, and there is everything there, from food, bedding, suitcases, TVs, you name it. And once you go looking into the rooms, some of the rooms have got like a concealed space at the top. And I can't say, yeah, they could be in the loft, they could be anywhere, you see.
As well as toxic fumes and lethal electric wiring, there's another danger that the team have to take into consideration that links back to some of the intel from the original tip-off.
The MPT's had some intelligence through Crime Stoppers. It's from an untested source, so we're just trying to develop that intelligence. Unfortunately, we can't. They've found a substantial grow here, but there's some mention about armed guards being used.
Find out later how the police have to brace themselves for the extraordinary scale of the operation that they uncover. Assaults against partners account for 1 in 6 of all reported incidents of assault. Domestic violence is a crime that normally takes place behind closed doors, but today it's spilled over into the street. Any reluctance the victim may initially have had about coming forward is made easier by the fact that there were a number of onlookers to the vicious assault. Neil and Stu are out making a routine patrol when news of the attack comes in over the radio.
Build, medium height, mouse brown hair, wearing a grey hoodie with on the front and blue jeans.
Just had a male assault a female on one of our local shopping areas. Sounds like they're known to each other. We'll have a quick look around. He's probably well and truly gone, being on a bike and knowing that he's done wrong. So we'll just go and speak to the victim now.
As I was walking out of Wolves, he tried ramming the bike into my legs.
Right.
And obviously I've come walking down here and he threatened to ram the bike in me again, so I've walked in here and gone to ring the police, and the lady in there has asked me to come out the shop, but obviously I didn't want to come out because I knew what he was going to do. And then he ran me into the railing there and started punching me in my head. No, in here. And started punching me in my head and booting me in my head and booting me. Them in there seen everything, you know what I mean? But I want to press charges against him.
First of all, do you need any medical attention?
No, he's just done something to my arm and it's like hurting my arm all here.
Right.
And he kicked you in the neck as well, did he?
He kicked me, I don't know if you can still see
You've got a
the
bit of
mark,
bruising,
but that's where he kicked me, but these ladies in here seen everything,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
So.
Okay.
1 in 10 of all emergency calls are related to domestic violence, and although the majority of cases never come to court, for those that do, conviction rates run high at over 70%.
But this time I want to press charges and I don't want to be with him.
Right, yeah,
I really don't want to be with him. He did it in front of
Yeah.
He went and attacked he went to go and put the so
Enough into it, really, yeah.
The way that I'm going to realise if I don't is when I'm in a coffin. That's the only time that I'll realise when
Well,
he
I'm
puts
glad
me
you.
in 6
I'm glad
fucking
it's
death.
the penny's dropped.
Find out later if the lady holds her nerves and presses charges, and how the team do in tracking her violent partner down.
With dangerous dogs regularly making headlines, the police do everything they can to keep the hounds of Humberside in check and the public safe from attack. But sometimes a tragedy can strike that doesn't involve a person, but a much-loved family pet instead. But the results can be equally distressing for those concerned and require a full investigation.
There are around 8 million pet cats in the UK, and over a quarter of all homes have a dog. These animals are not always known to get along, and whilst we all know the saying, fighting like cat and dog, over in Bridlington, that's taken on a literal meaning that's brought tragedy to a family pet. PC Richard Bastiman and RSPCA officer Jeff Edmund have got together to look into a complaint that's been made by a member of the public.
There's an incident reported to us on last week where a lady was in the street and 2 dogs have attacked and killed her cat. One of them was a Staffordshire Pit Bull Terrier and the other one was like a Lurcher type dog. A male has approached her and said, "Oh, I'm very sorry, I'll pay for any vet bills." She's kind of like screamed at him, with being upset. There was 2 children, a 5 and an 11-year-old, who her children were crying and screaming.
The victim here is the owner of the cat, and if that was you or my cat, Richard, would be distressed, because it's a member of the family, they've got children. So I think you're right to investigate it, and there's a lot to look at.
Having discussed the incident in detail, Richard decides it warrants further investigation and decides to pay the cat owner a visit. His concerns are heightened by the fact that the dog owner has prior history of not keeping his dogs under control.
The thing that makes it interesting is that this chap has been issued with a court order stating that he must have his dogs on leads and with muzzles on as well.
Richard and Jeff arrive at the home of the lady who owned the killed cat.
Jeff Edmund from the RSPCA, we spoke on the phone, and I said I'll speak to Richard and get in touch. What I'm interested is, just while we're here, can you show us where it happened? Because in the statement it says about up some ivy.
There. She gets to nearly by the window up top. She lost her footing, and as she came down, the staffy grabbed her by the throat. She was dead instantly as she hit the floor.
What we're going to do is, we've just got another address to try, so we'll go do that, and then sometime today I'll give you and just let you know what's happening.
With the woman clearly distressed, Richard is determined to track down the owner of the dog, knowing full well the trauma that the loss of a pet can cause.
And it's been a family pet for 4 years, and they actually put in the statement that she actually classed the cat as like a child. We need to deal with this chap.
Richard and Jeff visit an address the dog owner is known to frequent.
Hello.
No.
The dogs are at home, but the owner isn't. The woman, however, provides Richard with some additional contact information. Back at the station, Richard hits the phones and finally makes contact with the dog owner.
I need to speak to you in relation to an allegation that's been made regarding your dogs, that they've killed a cat. Do you know about it, dear? All right. Would you be able to come to the police station on Thursday?
The dog owner has agreed to come into the station to be interviewed under caution for the alleged offence.
It was an accident, the dogs. It's ultimately my responsibility that they got out.
Right.
But it happened so fast. Just as I stopped the car, my son opened the door, and so it wasn't that the dogs were loose. They were in the car. I had no intention of them being released from the car.
With the dog owner's statement complete, he strives to make it clear that he regrets the situation that unfolded and that Stella, the pet cat, was killed.
I'm just very, very sorry about what happened. I don't condone the fact that my dog's killed your cat at all, and I'm just very, very sorry. It was never my intention to allow the dogs out of the car. They've got out of the car, and that's my fault. At the end of the day, it's killed a cat, and I won't allow it to happen again. So I'll have the dog put to sleep.
With the dog owner admitting to the offence, it's now left to the neighbourhood team to inform Stella's owner of the outcome and any proceedings against him.
Obviously, last I spoke to you, we were hoping that he was going to come in for a voluntary interview yesterday. He did actually do that. So yeah, Rich has actually managed to speak to him and interview him, and basically the outcome of that is he has been summoned to court.
I am so happy because I was so sure he would not turn up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I know that was the feeling, so I thought, you'd be pleased to hear that obviously he has.
Yeah.
And that's the outcome of it.
But despite the tragedy, the family are determined to pull together.
And friends that we've made through it will get us through it. And the police have been brilliant with everything that they're doing, updating all the time. Now I've been updated and I know justice will come. And that's what we want. That's all we want, justice.
And if one good thing does come out of this sad occurrence, it's that community spirit is thriving amongst the residents.
You're quite lucky on this street because a lot of community spirit is lost, whereas on this street there is a lot of it, and people do tend to sort of club together. And
I found
you're
that.
on a good street.
I found that the amount of people that's come up and says, I'm sorry. And I'm thinking, well, where do you live? I don't know you. But because one person says something and then another said something and another...
And then it gets passed on to the family generation.
Yeah. She's even had people come up to her at school, children saying, are you all right? I'm sorry.
The dog owner was charged with 2 breaches of a dog control order. He was given a suspended prison sentence and ordered to pay £500 compensation to the victim. His dog was humanely destroyed.
From the boxing club.
Complaints about antisocial behaviour caused by gangs of youths roaming the streets have dropped dramatically in Humberside during the past year, in no small part due to the teams upping the number of high-visibility patrols they make around trouble hotspots and interacting with the youths.
I'm always worried about teenagers. Teenagers are always a bit trouble, if you like.
If you go into the city centre at night, the teenagers, they tend to be in hoodies and dark clothing.
So obviously we cannot say anything because I think boys, they get angry and we don't know what is going to happen.
They're all in gangs as well, so it's quite intimidating.
Another key part of the approach is to advise people experiencing a problem how to deal with reporting and confronting the troublesome youths, which can make all the difference between diffusing a situation or seeing it reach flashpoint. Today, Neil and Barbara are paying a visit to an elderly lady who has in the past had eggs thrown at her property and windows broken with footballs. But the trouble has all but stopped, in no small part due to the lady taking on board the advice the police gave her about how to deal with the tearaway teens. Once inside, the lady proudly explains how the strategy is working.
What have you been like since we last spoke to you?
Like I said, there's some of them was playing out there and I didn't take any notice because they were actually out here. But them other 3 were, and it was One of them was stood near the front door and it was continuous thud, thud, thud. Now it does get on your nerves. Yeah. Anyway, I just went out. I said, look, lads, can you go and bounce that somewhere else, please? So they went, sorry. I went, that's okay. And they went and I said, thanks for that. And then I come in.
Good.
So,
yeah.
You know, I was proud of myself there.
You look a lot better this time round. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, that's good then, isn't it?
But like I say,
touch wood. I don't know why anyone would want to see an 80-year-old woman upset and angry, but, you know, if you've gone out there nice and calm, you've resisted going out for a while, then you've gone out nice and calm and just said, come on, lads, just shift on. That's no fun for them, is it?
And Neil hits the nail on the head about why sometimes with problem kids, being diplomatic can pack more of a punch than venting your anger. With the lady reassured, the team are now on their way. The police are always on hand to support vulnerable residents and are keen that even the youngest members of the community lend a helping hand too.
It's a good park up there, isn't they?
Yeah, that's where I'm going now.
Exactly, keep away from it, boy.
Tackling trouble before it starts is the neighbourhood way. Still to come, Nikki dives in at the deep end.
So we're going to have a swim around, so to speak, and see if we can find any evidence.
Back over in Hull city centre, the neighbourhood team have followed up a tip-off made to the Crime Stoppers website. It led to them uncovering a massive cannabis farm in a deserted factory. The grow is worth hundreds of thousands of pounds, but the big question for the team now is where do they start to gather evidence and destroy this criminal operation? But first of all, it's time to send in the dogs to see if any criminals taken unawares by the raid are still hiding out in there.
You in the building! Police with the dog! Come on, now, send this dog! It's your last chance, come on, now, send the dog!
A canine sweep of the building reveals the sleeping and living quarters. But after an extensive search, there mysteriously isn't any sign of the farmers.
We've cleared the building as far as we're concerned. There's no viable people in there. Certainly on the lower level. What we've got to do now is clear the roof void area, which the support unit are going to do. They're going to bring some ladders in, because obviously the dog can scan the lower area. If there was anybody hiding above the ground, it would jump up and wind send them and start barking. So I'm confident there's nobody up there. We've just got to make sure belt and braces now with the ladders and stuff, and physically get a head and a torch up there. Then shut the power off, make it safe for everybody. Then recover as much of the equipment as we can and then dispose of it. So it's a massive operation. Going to take another day or so, but yeah, happy days. Good result for Humberside Police.
Many of the labourers who work on these large-scale cannabis farms are illegal immigrants, often from Asia, who have been forced into slave labour. Normally found to live on site in fear of the gangmasters, the fact the building is deserted could be an indication that they sought to escape and tipped off the police via Crime Stoppers before doing so.
And this is how it is, you know, they get locked in here, they've got their food and that's it, they've got to fend for themselves and make the best of a bad thing, really.
It's another major result for the team and their fight to keep the streets free from drugs.
So all told, in this building there's been 2,790 plants, which if you work it out at the average price per plant, which is around £300, is somewhere in the region of £837,000 for about 12 weeks working here. Times that by 4, £3.5 million worth of plants in a year.
Cannabis farming isn't the only crime that happens behind closed doors. The perpetrators and victims of domestic violence, both men and women, are often hidden from view. But how do the police deal with a typically very private form of assault when it spills out onto the high street?
1 in 4 women will be the victim of domestic violence at some point. Traditionally difficult to police because of it often occurring in the privacy of people's homes, today the team are confronted by an unusual case. A young woman has been assaulted by her partner in a busy shopping district.
All right, thank you
All
for
right,
that.
Cheers.
See you later.
I think it's a big problem nationwide, really. But Humberside Police one of their policies is to deal with domestic violence in a positive manner every time. So she's going now to give a statement, and we're going to go and get the arrest package together, and my lad will be getting arrested for what he's done.
Neil and Stuart spot the attacker on their way back to the station.
This is our guy who's been involved in the assault. Give him a shout, see if he wants to stop for us. If not, I'll get some. Quick word, mate. Quick word.
I think he might have scarfed, but I can't see him.
Despite their best efforts, he gives them the slip.
So we know the offender is, because it's domestic.
The violent man is rounded up the next day, and the lady holds her nerve and presses charges against him.
I thought we'd just pop back and see you were okay, obviously, because it was a bit, you know, it was a nasty assault, really, wasn't it?
I sold my caravan.
I can't believe you haven't got bruises there.
It went down near enough straight the way, though.
All right. I think we got a few statements off people in the shop as well, didn't we, which helped. Oh, well, all good then. Right, we'll leave you in peace. Get back to what you were doing.
Thank you.
Right, see you later.
Cheers.
Bye now, bye.
The lady's attacker was found guilty and received a 16-week suspended sentence. The court also imposed fines and a drug rehabilitation requirement. Results like this depend not only on the commitment and courage of the victims, but on the police's determination to serve all members of their community with equal fairness. Grassroots communication and respect are the building blocks of this ambition.
To help out and break them barriers down.
Quite often people have a better rapport with us as PCSOs than they do with police officers, because we are the ones that do engage with the communities as part of our role. We're able to get in, like my colleague says, and interact in a much more friendly and relaxed environment than, say, a police officer would be able to do.
Gradually, over time, they learn to accept us, and you know, we are there for them just like any other part of the community.
Ever since schools entered the computer age, they've become a magnet for thieves looking to get their hands on thousands of pounds worth of iPads and computers that can be exchanged for fast cash. This local school has been the target of thieves in recent months, and tonight a local woman has called the police to say that 3 men have been seen acting suspiciously on the school roof. PC Alan Cowley is first on the scene.
There's 3 on the roof at the moment, confirmed sightings by officers, but they've just gone over the back. I've just heard some knocking up there. Helicopter's lifting from its base now, so it should be here in 2 or 3 minutes. We'll do a flyover. As it is, I think we've got 2 have run off the roof, and officers are chasing them down Bridlington Avenue. I'm fairly sure there's still 1 on the roof. Officers saw 3 on the roof, only 2 come off, but we've just heard knocking somewhere on the back of here, so the helicopter's going to have a flyover and see if he can see anything for us. Could be that it's just nicking lead or dropping through into the classrooms, and you know, there's thousands of pounds worth of gear in schools now, in computers and televisions and video equipment.
The eye in the sky has got the lad in its sights.
He's on here, but it's hiding. See ya. Yeah. Fella, the helicopter's picked you up. You want to come out? Seen ya? Come on. Come on down, fella. The helicopter's picked you up. Hey, fella, come over. Which way are you coming down? Come down there and come over this fence here. There's no way out. You're totally surrounded.
The other 2 rooftop raiders have scarpered, and the youngsters left to face the music alone.
Don't mess about, because the dog will have you as well. Yeah, from 2-1, it's coming down off the roof, coming to me. Just 1 second. Over the wall here, fella. Just come here, and then we won't release the dog. Come up onto the top and jump down here, because the dog will have your legs. And now down here, down here. Right, okay, just face that wall for me, mate. Put your hands behind there.
No, you're just trying to get my ball nothing.
Okay, we'll get to the bottom of it, can't we? Got a male juvenile in custody for attempted burglary off the school roof. Can you confirm Clifford for me, please? Just Jump in there for us, mate.
There's no escape for this teen, who is now about to see the inside of a police station for the first time.
Just come this way for me. Ah, thank you.
How old are you?
15.
The boy was given a firm talking to by the police, who decided to bring no further charges. The young lad has promised to stay away from school outside of lesson times and stay off the roof. The public are the eyes and ears of the police, and on the other side of the city, an urgent call has come in. A resident has spotted someone acting oddly in their street.
A suspicious male who's been seen trying car doors and house doors in the area, along with a number of other patrols. We're going to get into the area and try and get him stopped. That's it. There we go.
More information about what the man's carrying comes in.
This male's been seen carrying what's believed to be a quantity of CDs and I think some wiper blades from a car as well, due to the fact that somebody matching his description has been seen trying car doors. My suspicious mind would suggest to me that it's possibly broken into a car.
An undercover team pounces before the man could run off or ditch any evidence. So what's he carrying? Neighbourhood officers Sean Casson and Dave McKinder intend to find out.
I'm going to copy the search from 1 year today, okay?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Has anyone got your hands front then?
I've got that, I've told you.
Yeah, son. I'll give you a search.
Does anyone smoke?
No.
Left me.
The search uncovers a ball bearing.
Yeah?
You're under arrest for going quick to steal, okay? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I'll get a smoke first.
Mark Peasgood arrests the man as he knows metal shot like this can often be used for breaking into cars.
Found in possession of a ball bearing. Now he's obviously got some questions to ask as to why he's got a ball bearing. These sort of things are used to smash car windows, house windows to gain evidence. So he's been arrested for going quick to steal.
The resident's tip-off comes good, as the man later received 2 years behind bars for attempted burglary and breaking his bail conditions. On top of providing a uniform presence, PCSOs have a large part to play in the fight against crime. Looking for things out of the ordinary, there isn't much that gets past them. In Bridlington, PCSO Fern has just witnessed some dubious behaviour.
Two males have just met up. Yeah. Got white powder. One of the males has put the powder into his pocket. Then obviously on me going and speaking to him, one of them's put it down the drain. Now gone into the toilet. Which drain? The nearest one round here? Right, I'm going to have a look.
On the way to where the men are being held, Constable Nikki Camis eyes up a few drains. And with the likely great identified, it's time to get the gloves on.
It's lucky if it's gone under.
Yeah, it is. Unless he's had something else in the bag to weigh it down.
CCTV have observed the male that we've got in custody drop a clear bag with white powder in down the drain. So we're going to have a swim around, so to speak, and see if we can find any evidence. What's that bit there?
Nothing that fits the bill leaps out from the filthy debris in the drain.
I'm sure I don't get paid enough money to do this.
The suspicious package has either long gone into the murky depths or nothing was actually dropped.
Thank you for that.
Nikki heads to where the two men are being detained and searched. One of the pair is caught red-handed with a small bag of drugs.
What's that then?
And arrested.
Personal use. Right, you're under arrest.
Doing it too. It's only anyway.
That says maybe. It's still a controlled drug, isn't it? Prohibited.
Oh my word, it's £10 worth.
Fine.
What do you do? Can I have my stuff back?
Yeah, you'll take it with you, don't worry.
Can I have my weed back, please?
No, fully enough now.
Good eye on it.
What do you reckon? No, you don't ask, you don't know, do you?
The other man doesn't have anything illegal on him, so he's let on his way, leaving his chatty friend behind. The man was charged with possession of cannabis and given a conditional discharge order, which means the cheeky chap needs to behave himself for the next 12 months or he'll be called back to court. Today, PCSO's Sam Chandler is pounding the streets of her Humberside beat in the company of one of the council's environmental officers, Chris Brown.
We're just going to be looking at the area of St Andrews and just looking at things like fly tipping, graffiti, vehicles that aren't taxed, that type of thing. Because obviously if the area's looking run down, it does lead to more antisocial behaviour and more crime.
The challenge with fly tippers is tracing those responsible, and the search is immediately on for any clues to the culprits, especially those telltale envelopes that can provide a springboard for further investigation.
We're just looking for evidence, anything really. Any envelopes, anything with an address on. What's that down there? A bit of paper, like a receipt or something.
But piecing the potential information together comes with its own problems.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? Thing is, sometimes people do get clever and they know to take addresses off things, but no, there's nothing on there. Chris has just found a receipt for the Humber Bridge, which is obviously a toll bridge. It's actually got the date and the time on it and the lane that the vehicle was in. So hopefully from that receipt, we might be able to get, you know, some extra details, and that's all going to help, you know, to the hopeful prosecution of the person that's done this fly tipping.
With neighbours ready, willing and able to consider having CCTV on their property to try and catch the fly tippers, the tide may well be turning against such antisocial activities.
No, I'm getting a bit sick and tired of it.
Yeah, because it's just
as you
constantly.
say, as soon as it gets cleared, it's like 2 days later.
It's the number one fly tipping spot in St Andrews at the minute.
I've got no problem with one being installed.
Okay, we'll give you a ring later today then,
great.
Kevin. Thanks a lot.
Okay. I should be in all day, so...
No, that's great. Cheers. I feel as if the camera was there for a couple of weeks, I feel certain we'll catch a few people.
But some of the more hidden corners of this patch continue to provide a dumping ground for more unsavoury activities.
Used condoms, very nice. Human faeces. That's just antisocial completely. I mean, that's disgusting. Right, I'm going to head out of there because it stinks.
Councils spend £36 million a year clearing the debris deposited by fly tippers. And although it's not easy to bring the culprits to court, several thousand prosecutions a year are successful.
That's the most worrying thing for me, if the people are really local. You know, I always think, well, at the end of the day, you know, how much do they care about their community? If they want fly tipping where they live, you know, that is a real concern. It's a real close community. You know, there's a lot of positives in the area. You know, people do look out for each other. There is a good community feel about the area, definitely. Unfortunately, you know, it is quite a rundown area as well, and they do get, you know, problems like any other inner city. We've just found something now, or Chris has, it's just like a cardboard box with name and address on. So, again, it's something Chris will probably take or photograph for evidence. And the most perfect scenario will be that we do get a prosecution out of it.
Investigations are ongoing in this particular case, and hope is high that the vicious circle of tipping and clearing might soon be broken, much to the delight of the local residents and the police alike. Neighbourhood policing is all about developing a good bond with the community and being an approachable presence.
They've been a real asset, I think, the PCSOs, because they've mingled with people and done what the Bobby on the beat used to do.
They do the job, don't they? Yeah, we can't live without them.
They always seem very, very natural and normal. You know, they're just general guys who know the trials of life for people and I think very understanding.
And sometimes this can have a very surprising effect, such as encouraging someone involved in a crime to come forward and make a confession to their local Bobby on the beat. Even when the crime is relatively petty, it isn't easy to tell the truth.
First of all, I denied it because I was ashamed. And then eventually I admitted it.
Can he come straight from here with to have his photograph taken at your place?
No.
The admission of guilt could see the man facing criminal charges for vandalising a vehicle. But taking into account his remorse and willingness to pay, Andy is hoping that by acting as mediator with the victim, he can resolve the situation at the police station.
Was identified as being responsible for causing some damage to a transit van. We had him in here with his solicitor. The evidence seemed to be really good, and I honestly did believe that he would come in and he would tell me the truth. He didn't. So I had nowhere to go with it. I had to report him for summons. He was going to court.
I just got fed up with it being parked on the pavement, and bad judgment decided to scratch it.
A difficult confession for the man heralds a light at the end of the tunnel.
I've spoken to the fellow. He's here now. He's admitted the matter, and I've got the money for it. Yeah, because I just want to basically finish it today. He's got 850 quid. I want him to hand it over direct to her, if that's okay. Can meet her and then pay the cash back, if that's okay. Okay, mate. Cheers now. Bye.
But the man has yet to realise his victim's no stranger.
It's the lady.
We know each other anyway, don't we?
God, never. Oh.
I know, don't worry. I know you, I know. Our dogs don't get on. I know, don't worry.
Well, where we are...
I'm just glad it's all over, to be honest.
Did you know before today that it was me?
Yes, I did. Don't you worry. Everybody does a bit of stupid things in their lives, don't they? We don't want it to go to court. We just want it to be over with and done with, and don't you worry.
I never thought it was you.
Well, I mean, how often have we chatted over the fence or with the dogs?
Loads of time. Right, do you want to hand the cash over and we'll call it a draw?
You're really naughty now taking cash, but it just
it's done.
It's finished.
It's finished. Oh, well done.
The woman whose van has been damaged is remarkably calm and understanding and doesn't want to see the man criminalised for his actions.
Just check it.
I could just go shopping now, couldn't I, really? I mean, I'm
not going to tell you what it
is.
Retail therapy.
I've got evidence now.
Thanks for being so understanding.
No.
Thank you.
All right, come here. Don't you worry about it. No worry, it's all right. All right then. Just you have a good night's sleep now and don't worry about anything.
I just need a signature off you there, please. Thank you.
This is an example in motion of how neighbourhood police officers in close contact with their community can resolve problems on the spot and in doing so save time, money and heartache for all concerned.
Yeah, he's got a conviction, he's got a caution, and we've had to have his fingerprints and photograph taken. But he doesn't have to go to court now. The lady's been paid for the damage and it's all sort of done and dusted. In the public side of things, we've not used public money to go through having to take all the way to court using time, court time, a lawyer for the Crown Prosecution Service, etc, etc. Instead, it's been dealt with in a common sense in the end manner where he's paid for the damage, he's got his caution, the complainant's happy with that. That is the best result. That is the best result because we've dealt with everybody I think at the right level. It's finished. So I'm really pleased with that. Really pleased with that.